So basically, first tell me what is language. What is language?
It's a way of communication, right?
Yes, basically, when we are talking about the language, it's a means of communication between source and destination. A source and destination could be human beings or machines. I mean, from human being to human being, or from human being to machine, or from machine to machine. So, language will act as a barrier in between source and destination, which means it will act as a communication. Now we have a source and we have a destination. Language will act as a communication between source and destination. Now, say for example, what are the different types of languages we have? For example, Telugu will use English, Telugu. Then we have a computer languages. We have different types of languages. Basically, we have two different types of languages. One is a formal language. Another one is the natural language. Formal language and natural language. What is a formal language and what is a natural language? See, formal language is nothing but using which we cannot specify. I mean, we cannot express anything and everything. I mean, it's a specific kind of. But when we are talking about a natural language, by using this language, we can express anything and everything. We don't have any kind of boundaries for these natural language. So listen carefully. Formal language means a language will have some specific boundaries using which we cannot express anything and everything. Using which cannot using which we cannot express anything and everything. Same like here in formal languages, for example, financial statistics, which we'll talk about the history information, finance. So these are the formal language example. We cannot express anything, everything. So when we are talking about the financial and finance, we'll be talking about. I mean, we can discuss about the only financial related information. Beyond that, we cannot. Same like statistics as well. So by using formal language, we cannot express anything and everything. We'll have clear cut boundaries. Now, what is the natural language? Language by using which we can express anything and everything. Language by using which we can express anything and everything. For example, say for example, our Telugu or English, Tamil, then Kannada, we have a Hindi. Those will act as a natural language. By using that language, we can express anything and everything. Under formal languages, we have a say in terms of computer languages, we have a structured oriented programming language, structure oriented. Then we have a object oriented programming language. We have two different types of languages. That's a structured oriented programming language and object oriented a programming language. We have two different types of programming languages. Then when we are talking about the structure oriented programming language, before getting into structure oriented and object oriented programming language, tell me what is a program? What is program?
Set of instructions.
When we are talking about the program, it's a group of instructions or set of instructions or collection of statements put together, right?
Yeah.
Group of instructions or collection of instructions or collection of statements or group of statements put together is called as a program. Now, basically, when we are talking about the program, we have a two programming elements. We have a two programming elements. Entire software terminologies or software technology will depends on only these two elements. See, when we are talking about any programming language, any language will build based upon these two elements only. One is the data, another one is the instruction. One is the data, another one is the instruction. These are the two programming elements we have. One is the data and another one is the instruction. Now, one is the data and another one is the instructions. These are the two programming elements using which we will build any kind of program. Say, when you're talking about any program, our ultimate aim is to work with the data only. Our ultimate aim is to work with the data only. By using instructions, we will fetch the data, or we will insert the data, or we will modify the data, or we will delete the data with the help of instructions. Correct? So that's the reason why any programming language evolves around these two elements only. We have a two programming elements. Now, when we are talking about the structure oriented programming language, I hope you heard about the structure oriented.
Yes.
Structured oriented programming language will not be will not provide much security. Why? What's the reason? What's the reason?
No idea, bro. Yeah.
No.
No.
Mm, data and data and instructions. Here, instructions. This is a structure oriented programming language. Structure oriented programming language. This is a object oriented programming language. See, in structured oriented programming language, data can be exposed to the end users, but instructions are hidden. Instructions are hidden. But when we are talking about object oriented programming language, here data can be hidden and instructions are exposed to the end user. Instructions are exposed to the end user. Remember, in structure-oriented programming language, data can be exposed and instructions are hidden. We'll provide the security to the instruction, not to the data. But when we are talking about the object-oriented programming language, here we will provide the security to data, not for the instructions, not for the instructions. No, not for the instructions. So that's the reason why most of the people will tell like we cannot provide much security in structured oriented programming language. Okay, because we were exposing the data to the users. Bro, following
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yes, bro.
I think you won't find this information.
Okay. Yeah, I am listening. Yeah.
Yeah, so far you haven't, you haven't heard anywhere.
Yes, that's. I don't have any knowledge on this programming.
No. Basically, people will not discuss even, BTech or Amirpet also.
Okay,
Now, well,
bro.
before getting into that,
Bro, if you don't mind,
yes,
the call. Huh?
yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Sorry,
Just I got a
recording?
call. Yeah, a bit important. Yeah.
No problem. I'll wait.
Okay, thanks. చెప్పండి. హలో యా బ్రోస్ హలో యా సారీ
yes Karthik.
అది నాకు బాగా తెలిసిన మావాడు ఉన్నాడు కొంచెం పిఆర్ కోసం డౌట్ ఉంటే
అయ్యా పర్లేదండి,
కంటిన్యూ.
no problem. So basically what is statement? What is statement? It's a rule or regulation which will guide the machine to perform so and so task. Statement is nothing but a rule or regulation which will guide the machine to perform so and so task. Bro, tomorrow I want to connect you with at 6:30 to 8:30.
ఓకే బ్రో, డెఫినెట్లీ.
Yeah, as early as possible I want to wrap up the session,
షూర్.
but I don't want to miss the topics.
యా షూర్, థ్యాంక్స్ బ్రో.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is a statement? It's a means of, it's a rule or regulation which will guide the system or machine to perform so and so task. A statement is nothing but a rule or regulation which will guide the machine or system to perform so and so operation. Basically, we have a different types of statements. We have a different types of statements, like, tell me what are those
ఫంక్షన్స్
statements? Input statement, output statement, then arithmetic and logical statement, then control statement, then we have a memory statement, right?
ఎస్.
We have a input statement, output statement, arithmetic and logical statement we have, and we have a control statement, and we have a memory statement. Input, output, arithmetic and logical statement, control statement, and memory statement. Input statement, output statement can be handled by using a visual force and lightning or taps. Basically view kind of thing. Input and output thing
ఓకే.
can be handled by using visual force and lightning. Now what about this arithmetic and logical statement?
ఎపెక్స్ నో.
See, basically if you want to perform any kind of arithmetical operation like addition operation, multiplication, subtraction, division, modulus kind of operations will be performed by using arithmetic and logical statement. Now what is a control statement here? What is control statement?
Is it related to connections or connections between a database and
Now the normal flow of execution is from top to bottom. Say for example I have a one program. Inside that program I have a 100 lines of a statement. So for example 1 2 3 4 5, then likewise 99, and I have 100. We have a multiple lines of statements. I have a 1 2 3 4 5, then 99, 100. We have a multiple lines of statements. So basically the normal flow of execution is from top to bottom. See, when we execute that, see, when we compile that program, it will start execution from top to bottom. Now, if you want to control the, if you want to control the execution of the program from top to bottom, I mean, to change the flow of execution from one part of the program to the another part of the program, we will use the control statements. Correct.
Okay. To control the execution of program from
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's the definition, right? Yes.
To change the flow of execution, to change the flow of program execution, or to change the flow of execution from one part of program to the another part of the program.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll make use of the
Control
we'll
statement.
make use yes, we'll make use of the control statements. Now, basically, sorry, we have a multiple types of statements like control statements, like simple conditional statements, simple conditional statements. Then tell me, looping statements, looping or iterative statements. Don't think this guy is explaining all these things in a
No, no, bro.
theoretical way.
Okay. No, no.
See, if I want to create the program, I have to know all these things.
Okay.
Instead of getting into all these things once we start the program, better to know before starting all those things, right?
Yes.
So we have a simple conditional statements. I mean, simple statements like simple conditional, looping or iterative. Then we have a jump statements. Okay, these are the three different types of control statements we have. By using control statements, we can transfer the execution of the flow from one part of the program to the another part of the program. From one part of the program to the another part of the program. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so we have basically three different types of statements: simple conditional statements, looping or iterative statements, or jump statements. Simple conditional, looping or iterative, then jump statements. Then what is a simple conditional statements? I mean, what are the different types of simple conditional statements?
And or
No, 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 no. Those are operators that I will discuss.
okay.
If statement, if else, else if, ladder, then we have nested if. These are the different types of simple conditional statements. Simple conditional statements. So when we will go with the if condition, if statement.
Case
Based upon the condition, if you want to execute a particular statement, will place those statements inside this if condition. So if the condition is true, my controller will be entered inside block, and whatever the statements we have specified or we have mentioned, we have wrote inside my
program.
block. If
Block.
block,
Yes.
those statements will get executed. Okay.
Okay.
Now here I'll specify the condition. If the condition true, my controller will be entered inside loop. If the condition is false, our controller will not be entered into inside the loop. Now if condition, then we have a else. Inside if we have a else condition. See, if the condition is true, The statements which are inside if block will get executed. If the condition is or false, automatically my controller will be entered inside else block. My controller will be entered inside else block. If the condition is true, statements which are inside if block will get executed. If the condition is false, automatically statements which are inside else block will get executed. This way we will work with the if condition and else condition. Then what is the else if ladder? Now, see, I have the if condition. I mean, if you want to check the multiple conditions of multiple levels, to check the multiple conditions or multiple levels, we'll make use of these else if ladder. See, there is no significance for else without if. There is no significance for else without if. You can specify the else condition. I mean, you can specify or you cannot specify. It's not mandatory when we are working with the else if ladder. Say, for example, what we will have. So, for example, if the percentage, the student is attended for the exam and his average is marks percentage is greater than 70, I'll give the distinction. Then if it is 60 to 70, I'll give the first class. So greater than 70 will be specified in if block, and greater than 60 and less than greater than 60 and less than 70 will be specified in else if condition. And this is another condition too. Okay.
Okay.
Likewise, we will specify the multiple conditions on multiple levels. We'll specify the multiple conditions in multiple levels.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, whenever we have multiple conditions, then we use else if ladder. So, yeah, if else is different. Okay. Else
if you have only one condition,
okay,
then we'll specify that if condition true, if you want to execute so and so statement, we can. If the condition is false, we can skip those things.
Okay.
Okay. If you want to check the multiple conditions, say again inside if block, you can have one more if block, and you can have a if else, or you can have a else if ladder as well. Okay, that's a different scenario. So, for example, if the student is attended for, first of all, I will check that if condition, if the student is attended for the exam or not. Then inside if block, I will write all these statements. Okay. If the student is not attended for the exam, there is no point of checking the average, no?
Yes.
Percentages. There is another block. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is the nested if?
No idea, please.
A statement, I mean, having if block in, I mean, placing one if block in another if block is called as a nested if. So, for example, if I'll specify the if here, then again I'll specify the one more if block here. Placing the, I mean, nested if, one if statement or one if statement placing in another if statement. Say, for example, when we are going to the ATM. So when we are going to ATM, what we will do initially we will swipe the card. If the card is valid, then only it will allow us to do the transaction. If the card is not valid, system will not allow us to open the into the another if statement. Controller will not comes into the, will not enter into the inside block, right?
Yes.
Then again, we'll specify that our pin. It will ask you the pin. Once you have enabled that pin, we'll provide the validity pin. It will give the multiple options, like what kind of operation you want to perform, like you want to withdraw the money, kind of operations we can perform. If that is the case, we'll make use of the nested if. Clear?
Yes, but here inside if we can use else if, but that is for true or false kind of conditions, right?
Yes, you can. Here I can use the multiple ifs. There is no such kind of rules. Only in nested if you should have a kind of
Only.
only ifs.
Okay.
You can specify here like this. Again, you specify the else here.
Okay.
No restrictions.
Okay. But there should be at least one extra if inside the main if, right? Then only
We'll call it
call
as
it
a
a
nested
nested
if.
if. Okay.
Say it's for naming purpose. As per your convenience, you can change this loop in a different ways.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are the looping statements or iterative statements?
Iterative, yeah. You told right. And or
What is a looping statement?
loops. Again, I remember that loops are again different types.
Hmm.
Uh,
If you want to execute a particular statement multiple number of times,
yes.
if you want to
Let's
execute a
say,
particular statements
okay.
number of times, we'll make use of the looping statement or iterative statements. To execute a single statements multiple times, we'll make use of the looping or iterative statements. Looping or iterative statements. Say for example, we have a sorry, for loop, then we have a for each loop. Here we have a do while loop also, but will not use in a most of the scenarios while loop. Okay.
Okay. And do while I think.
Yeah, while do while we have
Okay.
those, but will not use in a most of the scenarios.
Okay.
As for 7 years experience, I have never used such kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
While loop do while loop. Now, what is a for loop? Same like in other C programming language or the core Java or else verbs. Here we'll have the initialization, then condition, increment or decrement. Initialization, condition, increment or decrement, right?
Yes.
Initialization, condition, increment or decrement. This is a looping statement or iterative statement. Initialization, condition, increment or decrement. Increment or decrement. Okay.
Okay.
Say for example, I have the one variable called integer variable. Say for example, I equals to 0, I less than 100, then I plus plus. So what is the initial value of I? Initial value is 0. Then it will check the condition. I'll print the value. Basically, to print the value in a console, we'll make use of the printf, scanf, or else we'll use the printf. Then we'll use the system.out.println, c.out in different languages. Same like here we'll use the system.debug. Okay, system.debug to check the execution of each and every statement. To check the to check the execution of each and every statement, we'll make use of the system.debug to check the execution of each and every statement. To check the execution of each and every statement, we'll make use of the
system.debug.
yes, we'll use the system.debug. Now another thing.
So what is that
So
condition?
wait. Let me explain BIOS.
Yeah.
So first we were assigning the value 0. It will check the condition 0 less than 100. It's true, right?
Yes.
Then controller will be entered inside loop. The value will be printed. Then I value will be incremented 1. So what is the value inside I now? 1. Because the value was incremented, right?
Yes.
Now again it will check the condition. If the condition is true, it will comes inside block and it will display the value of I. Again the I value will be incremented. Now it will be changed from 2 to 3. I mean 1 to 2. Now a value will be assigned to 1 and it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then the value will be displayed here. Again we'll increment the value. We'll check the condition and the value will be displayed here. This way the counter variable will be incremented. See 100 less than 100. Is it true?
No. Till 99.
Automatically controller will not be entered into the loop and controller will comes out of the loop after for loop. I mean if we have any statements, those statements will get executed.
Okay.
Clear? Now got the clarity what is for loop?
Yes.
For each loop will be discussed when we are working with the database statements.
Okay.
That time I'll explain about the for each statements. Now while loop and do while loop, it's not see what we will do in while loop. First we'll do the initialization, then we'll check the condition. The last statement of the while is increment or decrement. Increment or decrement. The last statement of the while loop is increment or decrement. While condition, increment or decrement. Okay. Now, what is the jump statement? Bro, whatever we have done here, we were doing the initialization.
Okay.
So, for example, then while check the condition.
While I is equal to 1. Example. Okay.
I plus plus or I minus minus r plus plus I r minus minus I. Increment or decrement. I'll tell you what is the pre-increment, what is the post-increment.
Okay.
That is the next topic. It will check the initially value will be assigned and we will check the condition. If the condition is true, statements will get executed. Then we'll increment or decrement the value. Again, the value will be assigned to here. This way we'll have the syntax of while to while. Until condition becomes false, statements will get executed. Clear?
Okay.
Now, what is a jump statement?
If there should be a condition, I'm not sure why I'm just analyzing and saying
Sorry.
whatever I feel. I'm saying that because I'm not sure about these things.
Mm-hmm.
Let us say if we give any condition, if that condition doesn't satisfy, it will go to it will I mean it will jump from one loop to other one.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yes. If you want to switch from one program, if you want to go to from one part of the program to the another part of the program, or if you want to switch from one place of the program to the another place of the program, we'll use the jump statement kind of break. We have a continue, but here we'll not use the switch statement. Basically, in C language we have a switch statement, but here we don't use any kind of a switch statements. Here we'll use the break, continue, switch statements.
Okay.
Okay. Now we'll see. Next thing, what are the different types of operators we have? Once we discuss the operators and data types, then we will enter into the OOPS concepts. Then we will see uses of all these things in our day by day.
Okay.
What are the different types of operators we have?
Additions, subtractions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Equal.
Arithmetic operators,
Yeah. Logical.
arithmetic operators, logical operators, arithmetic operators, logical operators, increment, or decrement operators, increment or decrement operators, arithmetic operators, logical operators, increment or decrement operators. Then we have, tell me what all this.
Equal, not equal, everything comes.
Relational operators, relational operators, arithmetic operators, increment and decrement operators, relational operators, logical operators, then special operators. Okay, what are the arithmetic operators? You know very well.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Additions, subtractions, mathematical, right?
Yes. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and
Percentage.
modulus.
Okay.
Modulus.
Okay.
These are the arithmetical operators. These are the arithmetical operators. What is the increment or decrement operators?
And +1, -1.
Again, we have the pre-increment and we have a post-increment. Pre-increment and
Increment.
post-increment. What is a pre-increment? C plus I.
Yes.
First value will be incremented one. Later it will perform the operations. Okay. Then if I say that post increment, first it will perform the business logic I plus plus. First it will perform the increment operation, then first it will perform the increment operation, then it will assign the values. Okay,
Okay.
pre-increment and post increment, pre-increment and post increment. First it will increment one value, then that value will be assigned to the
Condition.
yes, I mean later operations will be performed, but here first we'll perform the operation, then we'll increment the one value. Now what is the pre-decrement and post decrement? Pre-decrement and post decrement. What is a pre-decrement?
First it decreases the value
Mm-hmm.
and then it check the condition, right?
Yes. If when we are talking about the pre-decrement, first it will decrease the value, then it will perform the operation. If I say that post decrement, first it will perform the operation, then value will be decremented by 1. Okay, these are the pre-increment and decrement operators. I is the one variable. You can specify any variable. Say for example, suppose if you are declaring integer variable like ival,
Okay.
you can specify that also, any variable. But we can perform increment and decrement on integer operators, uh, decimals, numbers, currencies only, right?
Okay.
Now, what are the relational operators? Tell me, what is the relational? I mean, what are the relational operators?
Relations.
What are the relational operators?
Equal relations. Relation between. Oh, I am not.
You're not getting?
No.
See, when we are talking about the relational operators, less than,
Great. Okay.
greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, then and, or, no, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, double equal to, then not equals to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, double equals to, and not equals to.
Okay.
This way we will work with the relational operators: less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, double equals to, and not equals to. These are the relational operators. Okay, you know what is a less than, greater than, less than
Yes.
or equal to, equals to, not equals to.
Yeah.
What is a logical operator?
Yes.
We have got two logical operators. One is the logical and
Or.
these are the two logical operators. Kind of truth tables, you know, right? If both are true, then only it will return the truths. True. If both are false, it will return the false. If any of the condition is false, automatically it will return the false, right? About the AND operators,
Yes.
say for example, you know, or you want to tell me?
A and one. Yeah. We are asking A and B is equal or not, huh? Like that.
Same. If both are true, then true, then true. If any of the condition is false and will become false, then this will become true. If false true, then automatically it will become false, then this will become true. If both are false, then it will become false, it will become false. Got it?
Yes.
This is the truth table. And for all logical operators, how we will work with the logical operators. Clear?
Okay. Clear, bro.
Now, what is the special operators we have? Comma,
Okay. Full stop.
then colon, yes, full stop, then semicolon. All these are the special operators. Comma, colon, dot, semicolon. All this comes under special operators. Special operators. Okay.
Okay.
Now, next thing. These are the operators we have.
Okay. So we can go more values at a time, I think.
Yes. Now, tomorrow I'll start working on data types. Once we have discussed the data types, then we'll start working on these OOPS concepts, like how we will create the class, what is the structure of the class, what is a constructor, how we will create the object. First 1 hour we'll work on those things. Then next hour we'll start working on these collections.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Slowly we'll get into the concepts.
Sure.
Salona,
Yeah, okay.
thank you.